Well, hello, welcome to Molly's Maths. It's the 25th of January. I've got my music on. Have you got yours on? You settled in for some Molly's Maths? Without further ado, it's a sunny day out there. Let's move on to question one. Right, so we got question one. We've got, it's Max earns £220 per week. He is given an increase of 10%. What is his new salary? Sounds like Max is doing quite well on his job. He must be enjoying it. So he earns £220 per week. So if we look at that, so if we say 100% equals 220. So 10% is going to be 10 times smaller. So 10% is going to be £22. So all we have to do to get 110%, because that's his increase, 110%, we add those two values together. So it's going to be 2 plus 2 is 4, and 2. So his salary, new salary, will be £242. We need to put the pounds in to make sure that we get the extra point in an exam, because that's the unit we're talking about in this question. Max is doing well at his job. Let's move on to question two. Question two. Twice as many boys or males study French than girls. The total number of students is 50. So that's 50 altogether. Find the missing numbers. So we've got French male boys, 14. And we know that twice as many boys study French as girls. So the missing number there is going to be half 14, which is 7. Right, so we've got one box missing. We know we've got 50 students altogether. We need to find out how many males or boys study German. So if we take all the other numbers away from 50, that will give us the answer. So let's do that then. Let's add them up. 14, so we've got 14 plus 7 plus 8. What does that equal? That equals 29. So what we've got to do is if we say everybody, all the students, which is 50, take away the 29, that should give us the answer. And the answer is 21. So let's pop that in the box there. There you go. And if you add those up, 14 and 21 is 35 plus 7 will make you 42, plus 8 makes you 50. So there's your check. And that adds up to 50, which is all the students. How's that sound, guys? Let's move on to question 3. Question 3. Right, we're given an example of a multiplication. 15 times 34 equals 510. So the question is, use that information to work out 150 times 34. Well, 150 times 34 is going to be basically 10 times bigger than 15. So it would be 510 times 10, which equals 5,100. Right, so the next one is 30 times 34. Well, originally we had 15 times 34. So 30 is twice as many as 15. So all we need to do is take that 510 and times that by 2. And that will give us 1,020. Now the last one, we've got 0.5 times 34. So that is, it's 10 times smaller than 15 times 34. So basically, we got the 510. If we divide that by 10, that will give us the answer. And if you divide something by 10, you just move the decimal place one place from left to right. So you go like that and put the full point, put the decimal place in there. So the answer to that is going to be 5 and 1, 51. Not bingo, it's 51. How's that sound to you guys? Let's move on to question 4. I'm really enjoying my music today. Right, question 4 is draw the top or plan view. I've looked at this again and it can be quite confusing, 3D illustrations for some people. So I've actually drawn them in for you. So in the middle here, we've got a cube which represents a 3D object that we're looking at, the real life object. So this is a 3D shape. Now, if we viewed it from the top, directly looking down, it'd be a 2D shape, and we would see 6 squares, which is shown at the top here. If we viewed this 3D object from the side view, we would get 6 squares, but they would look rotated slightly different 180 degrees. And if we looked at from the front, we'd see 8 squares with 1 missing. It's something to maybe have a look at and see if you can visualize that. Something you need maybe to practice with the 3D shapes and the top elevation, side elevation, front elevation. It's looking at a 3D shape in a 2D vision. Let's move on to question 5. Question 5. Oh, it'll look like I've left the answer in here to one of them. Let's rub that answer out and we'll go through it again. So basically, simplifying, we've got algebra. So what we need to do with algebra is basically you add like for like or take like for like away. You can only add like for like. So when we've got in the top one here, we've got 7w minus 2w. As they're both w's, 7 minus 2 is going to give you 5. So it's as simple as that. You just put 5w and that's your answer. The second one, we've got h's and k's. So again, let's take the h's, and we've got two sets of those. We've got a 7h and a h. So this, if we do this, we go 7h plus h equals 8h. And the k's, we've got, let's put those together as well. We've got 5k minus 3k. What does that equal? 5 minus 3 is 2. 2k. So if we add those two expressions together, we've got 8h plus 2k. So that's the answer, 8h plus 2k. So it's basically just follow the rules, like for like, can be added or taken away or multiplied or divided. And then you just you add them together at the end. That's it, really. That's it for today for Molly's Maths. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you again very soon. Goodbye from me.